Hello and welcome to today's video. So we'll be picking up this episode right where we left off last episode, in which we built the wolf farm and the chicken farm behind me. As you can see, it looks awful. Probably the worst thing I've ever built. It's just ugly. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be changing that. We're going to be decorating this and pretty much finishing off this half of the barn. So let's get to it. So there's no two ways about it. It looks like a piece of shit. So we're just going to destroy this whole thing, just tear the whole thing down. So we can actually change how this farm looks quite substantially without actually affecting the performance of the farm. I mean, of course it's usual to have the chickens up there at the top in the hoppers, but you can actually build it a few different ways, because the thing is you can put the chickens pretty much anywhere. Like for example right here, I'm planning on putting like a big chicken coop, and then you can just have the hoppers feeding into the hoppers in this furnace farm thing, and you'll still get the same outcome. It'll just look a lot better. So here's kinda the design we'll be going with. I may make a few alterations, but it's pretty much just in the style of like a medieval oven, where you've got like the section at the bottom where you put the coal or the wood with the fire, and there's like a section in the middle where you put, whatever's being put in the oven, whatever's being cooked. And then what we can do is we can just break these hoppers here, have them coming out from the side, and then we can build up a chicken coop around the hoppers, still have the chickens on top of the hoppers, and the farm will still function like usual. Now I can't decide whether I want the coop a little bit lower or a little bit higher. I think I'm just going to try like this, a little bit higher, because I want it to be fairly off the ground. If this doesn't look good, then I think we'll drop it down a block. So here we are, we've pretty much finished this now. We've got the coop done. We've used those iron bars. I mean, there may be a little bit of a problem there, just because I think sometimes the chickens will lay eggs on like the block next to the iron bars, because the iron bars only technically take up a little bit of the block, don't they? In which case the eggs wouldn't actually go into the hoppers, so that might be an issue. But yeah, I mean, apart from that, I'm pretty happy with how this place looks. This chest here is where the chickens will get deposited into once they've been cooked, and KFC thinks they're all that. We have a few details up here, like this barrel of grain. A lot of people think chickens just eat grain, but chickens are crazy. Chickens will eat anything. They are proper cannibals. Like, they will fully eat each other. Secondly, we're just going to fill up this barn now with eggs, just like we did last episode. 1 in 8 chance per egg. And then once we've got enough chickens in here, we can just start breeding them, which will increase the efficiency of the farm. Because to actually make this farm efficient, you need quite a lot of chickens in here. And there we go, here's the finished result with the chickens in. Another problem with the iron bars is they make the chickens like jump up, try to like fly out a lot, whereas regular blocks don't do that. But we'll just see how we get on. If it ends up, well, that we have to rebuild it, then we'll just change the iron bars for a regular block, probably glass. But I think this definitely looks a lot better. And next up, we will get working on the wool farm. So we had a bit of a slight issue here. As you can see, we are overrun with these cannibal chickens. The reason being is the prophecy did come true. As you can see up there, I did have to actually replace the blocks, just because the chickens were laying eggs off the hoppers and the farm wasn't really working efficiently. So what I've done is I've just put glass blocks there instead, and I've placed the iron bars over the glass blocks. So it still looks kind of similar, not as good obviously, but sometimes unfortunately you do have to sacrifice aesthetics for efficiency, which I do not like doing a lot. I think there's probably like 2 chickens left in here. Yeah, 3, the rest of them just escaped. So I mean, I imagine it's KFC time. The good news is these will be laying eggs all over the place, which I can then use to refill the farm. But yeah, following on from what I said earlier, chickens will eat anything. An interesting thing that happened as well is that I made this cage. I was originally going to put 1 chicken in it, but it seems about 20 of them have just gotten trapped in it somehow, which is fine. We can kind of use those to refill the farm as well with the eggs that they lay. But yeah, I mean, has anybody seen this video? I think it was like about a year ago, where there's this chicken and a rat, and the rat runs up to the chicken, and the chicken just like kills it with 1 kick. Like, it's proper brutal. Okay, so I think this is the early concept design of what we'll be going for the wool farm. So we have to have the translucent blocks at the bottom, the glass, just so the grass can spread to the sheep pens and they can eat it and trigger the observers. But usually, you know, with a farm, they have like, you know, a fence or something. It's not just like glass panes, sorry. So we're going to use these trapdoors at the bottom. On top we have campfires, and I think we'll put another row of campfires on the top, just because, you know, the campfires give us a really good rustic vibe. And here we go, we've pretty much finished. As you can see, we've got problems again with the iron bars, the walls getting stuck on top, so we'll have to redo that, swap them out for glass and put them in front of the glass. And here we are, we have finished both farms. Here's the results. This is the wool farm. It's finished. We've got this little storage shed over here. Not much detail on this, but you know, it's a really small building and it's quite hard to get detail on a building that small. I may change it in the future. As we can see over here, chicken farm still looking like the chicken farm. We've paved the floor in the same blocks that the walls consist of, so the cobblestone, the tuff and the mossy cobblestone. We've added a few little details around. Like I said earlier, this coal bucket, we've got this little wheelbarrow thing. Just general things that you'd expect to find in a barn. Stacks of hay. Our system's working fine. We've got these chains here just for, you know, a bit of an effect. And yeah, really happy with how this place turned out. Think it looks good. And can't wait to finish off the other half of the barn next. That pretty much wraps up for today. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing. God, I hate saying that. Guys, it never gets easier. But yeah, I mean, I really would appreciate that. Apart from that, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.